Theories of source of rights. Number one, religious theological approach. A basis of human rights theory stemming from a law higher than the state and whose source is supreme being. Human rights are not concession granted by institutions or states or any international organization as they are God-given rights. Central to the doctrines of all religions is the concept of dignity of a man as a consequence of human rights. The divine source gives human beings as high value at worth. The belief of a universal common creation means a common humanity and consequently universal basic and fundamental rights, and since rights come from a divine source, they are inalienable and cannot be denied by mortal beings. Criticism. Some religions impose so many restrictions on individual freedom. Some religion even tolerate slavery, discrimination against women, and imposition of the death penalty. Number two, natural law theories originated from the Stoic and elaborated by Greek philosophers and later by ancient Roman law jurists, perceives that the conduct of men must always conform to the law of nature. Natural law embodies those elementary principles of justice which were right reason in accordance with nature. Honorable internal philosophers Thomas Aquinas considered natural law as the law of right reason in accordance with the law of God, commonly known as the scholastic natural law. Hugo Grotius. The natural characteristics of human being are the social imposed to the peacefully and in harmony with others. Whoever conform to the nature of man as a natural human rights was right and just. Whatever is disturbing to social harmony is wrong and unjust. John Locke envisioned human being in a state of nature where they enjoyed life, liberty, and property, which are deemed natural rights, became the basis of natural rights of a man against oppressive rules. Nuremberg trials reasonable for finding the racist ability to crimes committed were offense against humanity and there is no need of a law penalizing the act. Positivist theory, legal positivism. All rights and authority come from the state and what is official have promulgate. The only law is what is commanded by sovereign. The source of human rights is to be found only in the enactment of a law with sanction attached. A right is enjoyed only if it's recognized and protected by legislation promulgated by the state. Number 4. Historical theory advocates that human rights are not deliberate creation or the effort of a man, but they have already exist to the common consciousness of the people of what is right and just. Human rights exist through gradual, spontaneous, and evolutionary process without any arbitrary will of any authority. 5. Theory of Marxism emphasizes the interest of society over an individual man's interest. Individual freedom is recognized only after the interest of society is served. Concern with economic and social rights over civil or political rights of community, referred to as parental, with the political body providing the guidance in value choice. But the true choice is the government set by the state. Functional sociological approach. Human rights exist as means of social control to serve the Social interests of society. Lays emphasis of obtaining a just equalization of multitudinous interests among prevailing moral sentiments and social and economic conditions of the time and place. 7. Utilitarian theory seeks to define the motion of right in terms of tendencies to promote specified ends such as common goods. Every human decision was motivated by some calculation of pleasures and pain. The goal is to promote the greatest happiness of the greatest number. Everyone is counted equally but not treated equally. Requires the government to maximize the total sum of citizens. An individual cannot be more important than the entire group. A man cannot simply live alone in discard of his imposed to society. The composite society of which the individual is as on its own wants, claims, and demands. An act is good only when it takes into consideration the interests of the society and tends to augment the happiness of the entire community. Theory based on Princeton-Human policy science human approach. Human rights means sharing values of all unidentified policies upon which human rights depend on. The most important value are respect, power, knowledge, health, and security. The ultimate goal of this theory is a world. Number 3. Positivist theory, legal positivism. The world community where there is democratic sharing and distribution of values. All available resources are utilized to the maximum on the protection of human dignity as recognized. 9. Theories of justice. Each person possesses invulnerability founded on justice. The right secured of justice are not subject to political bargaining or to social interest. Every person has equal rights to the whole system and liberties. There is no justice in the communities where there are social and economic inequalities. The general conception of justice is one of fairness, and those social primary goods such as opportunity, income, and wealth and self-respect are to be distributed equally. Theory based on equality and respect of human rights, the recognition of individual rights in the enjoyment of basic freedoms such as freedoms of speech, religion, assembly, fair trial, and access to courts. Governments must treat all their citizens equally. For this purpose, the government must intervene in order to advance general welfare, a region of human rights in the Philippines. John 1899, Malolos Constitution contains several provisions on civil political rights. 1902, Philippine Bill of Rights. 1902, 1916, Philippine Authority Act of 1916, John's Law. 1934, Philippine Independence Act of 1932, Tidings, McDuffie Law. 1935, First Philippine Constitution contained Bill of Rights. 1973, Second Philippine Constitution. 1983, Philippine Constitution. From 1942 to 1944, the Filipinos were temporarily deprived of the enjoyment of the civil and political rights during the military rule of Japan, but were immediately restored in 1945. The Filipinos were again objected to violation of human rights during the authorization whereof the President Marcos, which was terminated during the February 1986 revolution. Human rights instruments of which the Philippines is signatory. Number 1. International Covenant of Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights, June 7, 1974. Number 2. International Covenant of Civil and Political Rights, 23 October 1986. Optional Protocol, International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, 22 August 1989. International Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Racial Discrimination, 15 September 1976. International Covenant of the Suppression and Punishment of the Crime of Apartheid, August 27, 1987. International Convention Against Apartheid, July 27, 1987. International Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, August 5, 1981. Convention on the Political Rights of Women, September 12, 1957. Convention on the Rights of a Child, 21 August 1990. Slavery Convention of 1956, July 12, 1955. Protocol amended the Slavery Convention, November 17, 1965. Supplementary Convention of the Abolition of Slavery, the Slave Trade and Institution and Practices, November 17, 1965. Convention on the Suppression of the Traffickery of the Person, the Exploitation of Others, September 19, 1952. Convention Against Torture and Other Cruel, Inhuman, or Degrading Treatment or Punishment, June 18, 1986. The Convention on the Consent to Marriage, Minimum Age for Marriage, Registration of Marriage, January 21, 1965. International Convention on the Protection of Alignment Works, Protection of all migrant workers and many of their families, November 13, 1993. Convention on the Nationality of Married Women, 18. Convention on the Status of Stateless Person, June 22, 1955. Convention related to the States of Refugees, July 22, 1981. Convention on the Prevention and Punishment of the Crimes of Genocide, July 7, 1950. Convention of Non-Applicability of Statutory Limitation on War Crimes and Crimes Against Humanity, May 15, 1973. Protocol additional to the General Rights Convention of 12 August 1949 relating to the protection of victims of non-international armed conflicts, Protocol 11, July 11, 1987. The Philippines Commission on Human Rights Creation, mandate by 1987 Constitution, formally constituted by President Aquino's Executive Order Number 163. Composition and qualification: 1 chairman and 4 members who must be natural-born citizens of the Philippines, and the majority of whom shall be members of the bar. Section 17, Article 3, 1987 Constitution, Powers and Function. Section 18, Article 8, 1987 Constitution. Investigate on its own or complaint by any party all form of human rights violation involving civil and political rights. Number 2, adopt its operational guidelines and rules of procedure and cites for contempt for violation thereof in accordance with the rules of court. Provide appropriate legal measures for the protection of human rights of all persons within the Philippines as well as Filipinos residing abroad, and provided for preventive measures and legal services to the underprivileged whose human rights have been violated or need protection. Number 4, exercise judicial powers over jail or destitution facilities. Number 5, establish a continuing program of research, education, and information to enhance respect for the family of human rights. Number 6, recommend to Congress effective measures to promote human rights and to provide for compensation to victims of violation of human rights or their families. Number 7, monitor the Philippines government's compliance with international treaties Publication on Human Rights. Number 8. Grant immunity from prosecution to any person whose testimony or whose pieces of documents or other evidence is necessary or convenient to determine the truth in any investigation conducted by its order under its authority. Number 9. Request the assistance of any department, bureau, office, or agencies in the performance of its function. Number 10. Appoint its officers and employees in accordance with the law and perform such other duties and functions as may be provided by law. Carreño v. S. Commission on Human Rights 204 SCRA 483. Facts. For joining the concerned mass action of public teacher and for failure to heed the return to work order issued by DECS, Secretary Carreño, 8 teachers from the Ramon Magsaysay High School, namely Graciano Budoy, Juliet Barbaran, Elsa Labo, Helen Lopo, Ampano Gonzalez, Luke Del Castillo, Elsa Reyes, and Rapinado were administratively charged, provincially suspended for 40 days, and temporarily replaced. The said 8 teachers led by their council subsequently staged at work as identifying their answer to void. The proceeding thereafter, Secretary Carino produced a decision ordering the dismissal from service of Isbert and the 9-month suspension of Barbarian Buday and Del Castillo. The 8 teachers then complained to the Commission on Human Rights on the ground that they were denied due process. Secretary Carino filed a motion to dismiss with the CHR on the ground that the CHR had no jurisdiction over the case. Issue unrolling. With the CHR has the power under the Constitution to try and decide or hear and determine certain specific type of cases like alleged human rights violation involving civil or political rights. No, the CHR was not meant by the Constitution to be another court or quasi-judicial agency in this country. The must be that may be connected to the CHR in the way of adjudicative power is that it may investigate, receive evidence, and make finding of facts as regards claim human rights violation involving civil and political rights. Fact finding is not adjudication and cannot be likened to the judicial function of a court of justice or even a quasi-judicial agency of official. The function of receiving evidence and ascertaining thereupon a fact of a controversy is not a judicial function, properly speaking, to be considered such a faculty of receiving evidence and making factual conclusion in a controversy must be accompanied by the authority of applying law to those factual conclusion to the end that the controversy may be decided or determined authoritatively, finally, and definitively subject to such appeal or modes of review as may be provided by the law. The function to repeat the Commission does not have. The Constitution clearly and categorically grants to the CHR the power to investigate all forms of human rights violation involving civil and political rights. It can exercise that power on its own initiative or complaint of any person. It may exercise that power pursuant to such rules of procedure as it may adopt, and in case of violation of said rules set forth in terms in accordance with the rule of court. In the course of any investigation conducted by it or under its authority, it may grant immunity from prosecution to any person whose testimony or whose possession of document or other evidence is necessary or convenient to determine the truth. It may also request the assistance of any department, bureau, office, or agencies in the performance of its function, in the conducting of its investigation, or in extending such remedy as may be required by its finding, but it cannot force and decide cases or hear undetermined case. As courts of justice or even quasi-judicial branches to do investigate is not to adjudicate with a judge. Whether in the popular or in the technical sense, these terms have well understood and quite distinct meanings. Simon versus Commission on Human Rights 2029 SCRA 7. Facts. A demolition notice was sent by the Quezon City Mayor to the officers and members of the North EDSA Vendors Association NEVA, which gave the latter 3 days to vacate their stalls in order to away to the People's Park. The NEVA, led by President Roque Fermo, filed a letter complaining to the city asking that a letter be addressed to the Mayor Brigido Simon Jr. of Quezon City to stop the demolition of their stalls, Sarsar stalls, and Carandira along EDSA. The CHR subsequently issued an order directing the QC officers to desist from demolishing the stalls at North EDSA pending resolution of the vendor's complaint before the commission. Notwithstanding said order, the QC officer carried out the demolition of stores and Carandira, prompting a CHR to order the disbursement of financial assistance of not more than 200,000 in favor of the vendors to purchase light housing materials and food water. The CHR provision and again directed the QC officers to petition for contempt and arrest. The QC officer filed a motion dismissed questioning the CHR jurisdiction. Subsequently, the CHR cited the QC officer in contempt for carrying out further demolition on the stalls, Sarsar stalls, and Carandira despite the order to desist, and impose a fine of 500 each of them. Issues unrolling. Number 1. The CHR has jurisdiction to investigate the violation of the rights of those vendors whose stalls were demolished by the QC officer, the instance and authority given by Mayor of QC. No. The order for the demolition of the stalls, Sarsar stores, and Carandira of the vendors does not fall contain the compartment of human rights violation involving civil and political rights intended by the Constitution. Number 2. The CHR has jurisdiction to impose a fine of 500 on each of the QC officers. No. Although the CHR is constitutionally authorized to adopt its operational guidelines and rules of procedure and cites for contempt for violation thereof in accordance with the rules of court, and accordingly the CHR acts within its authority and provision on its revised rules its power to cite or held any person in their contempt and to impose the appropriate penalties in accordance with the procedure and sanction provided for in the rules of court. The power to cite in contempt should be understood to apply to violation of its adopted operational guidelines and rules of proceeding essential to carry out its investigational powers. The order to desist is not investigational in character but procedural from an adjudicative power that it does not possess. Note: human rights seems to closely identified identify with the universally accepted traits and attributes of an individual along with what is generally considered to be his inherent and inalienable rights encompassing almost all aspects of life. The International Bill of Human Rights main objective of the United Nations, the recognition and respect of human rights. Purpose of the UN, the promotion and encouragement of respect for human rights and for fundamental freedoms for all without distinction as to race, sex, language, or religion. The UN Charter contains at least 7 articles on human rights. Article 13, which directs the General Assembly the task of initiating studies and recommendations for the purpose of assisting in the realization of human rights and fundamental freedom. Number 2, Article 55, which commits the UN to provide universal respect for an observance of human rights and fundamental freedom. 3. Article 56, which provides for the clear legal obligation of all members to pledge themselves and to take joint and separation action in cooperation with the UN for the advancement of the purpose set forth in Article 55. Article 62, which states that the Economic and Social Council may make recommendations for the purpose of promoting respect for an observance for human rights and fundamental freedom for all. Article 76, which mandates the trusteeship system to encourage respect for the human rights and for fundamental freedom for all without discrimination and as to race, sex, language, or religion, and to encourage recognition of interdependence of the people of the world. Number 6, Article 10, which suggests the General Assembly to discuss any matter within the scope of the Charter which may concern human rights. Article 69, which provides that the Economic and Social Council, with the approval of the General Assembly, may perform surveys of the request of member state. Basis for the advisory service programs on human rights, such as providing experts or content fellowship or organizing seminars. Note: in fine, every article in the UN Charter which refers to the purposes of the UN is deemed to include the promotion of human rights. Composed of the International Covenant on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights (ICESCR), the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights (ICEPR), the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the ICECR, the ICCPR are legally binding on the states that them. The ICESCR Committee on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights reviews the state basis program. ICCPR Human Rights Committee on independent body of experts. UN Commission on Human Rights, formally established by the Economic and Social Council to assist in all matters relating in human rights. Composed in 43 members, deal with all aspects of human rights issues involving the participation of cell sectors of the International Committee. Undertakes special tasks assigned to it by the General Council, including the investigation of all allegations of human rights violation. Coordinates activities relating to the human rights through the UN system. Sub-rapporteurs or working groups are appointed to the special topics: discrimination in education, religion, and the administration of justice, adverse consequences for human rights caused by political, military, economic, and other forms of assistance to colonial and racist regimes, the rights of ethics, religious and distinguish rights issues related to self-determination, the relation of economic, social, and cultural rights, the rights of indigenous population, the new international economic order, and the promotion of human rights, the rights to educate, food as human rights, the exploitation of child labor, the Declaration of Human Rights, a mere declaration of norms to serve as a common standard of achievement for all nations. UN did not direct its members to enforce them. No sanction of enforcement machinery was set up. Article 55. The UN Charter directs members to pledge themselves to the joint and separated action in cooperation with the UN achieve to universal respect for and observance of human rights and fundamental freedoms. Although it is not a legally binding document, most nations have recognized the principle of the declaration, which have gained moral weight and precision in the domestic offices. Its principles have been adopted in most state constitutions. Hindrance in the implementation of human rights instrument authoritarian regimes head by dictator and ruthless leaders. Article 2, Part 7 of the UN Charters, which state that nothing contained in the present charter shall authorize the United Nations to intervene in matters which are essentially within the domestic jurisdiction of any state, or shall require the members to submit such matter to settlement under the present charter, but this principle shall not prejudice the application of enforcement measure under Chapter 7 provisions in international treaties. They are not self-executing. They cannot be applied unless implementary local legislation are enacted. For economic, social, and cultural rights have no fixed and well-defined forum to redress violation. 5. Human rights violations are rarely reported.